Despite being stuck in quarantine, we have some great news, two big announcements, and the number one is Bleach is coming back. Bleach is returning sometime this year, and as a huge Bleach fan, I cannot be more excited about this. Number two, the newest chapter for Dragon Ball Infinity has just dropped, and I am going to review it today. And I'm telling you right now, this one has major Bleach vibes.
Prepare yourself, dancing.
These are today's hashtag End of Video Squad winners. If you would like to join them, make sure to watch till the end of this video. Drop your comment with the hashtag End of Video Squad for a chance to be featured in my next video. Before I begin, I want to give a huge shout out to my boy Cade from Six Pocket Studios. He is a fellow artist, he is a fellow manga creator, Dragon Ball fan manga creator, and he is the editor for Dragon Ball Reset. He has given us brand new sprites, brand new avatars for the channel, and I was using his older models before, and now I have these brand new ones. We have been officially Teen Titan Gold, yes, and these are awesome. Thank you so much, Cade. Make sure to go ahead and follow the link in the description and the top comment. Follow him on Twitter because he does some dope ass work. If you don't remember what happened in the last chapter of Dragon Ball Infinity, Taima was defending the city. The stage is set for the Pharaoh to come in and demolish, annihilate everyone. The only thing standing in his way is a fully realized Taima, the presumed god of destruction, first god of destruction, and Beerus Master. The Pharaoh comes to the city with his elites, and he is going to try to destroy Taima once and for all. The Pharaoh has finally broken through the city's barrier, and he is very cordial to his brother who has defied him for so long, and Taima, but he had originally in the last chapter sent an assassin, somebody there, a thief, to try to take out Taima, and she tries to complete her work, but that's not gonna happen. The arrow breaks through the intense pressure of his aura. The Pharaoh tells Taima that he has been manipulated by his brother, but Taima's not buying it. He tells him that he does not deserve any of the things that the Pharaoh has and that he is not going to respect them. But the Pharaoh tells him that his people, the Beerus race, has gotten more powerful under his rule. Now, I don't know why the Pharaoh thinks he can sort of play these mind games when seconds ago he tried to kill Taima, and then he has been basically messing with him since the very beginning, threatening his master, threatening his mother, things like that. So there's not really any end game for him to try to sway Taima away from his brother. And finally, the captains come into action, and this is the part to me, I even said in the last chapter, this reminds me the most of Bleach, and other things have had it, like Naruto with the Akatsuki or Hunter x Hunter with the spiders. There is always an organization that has these members that come out of nowhere and they work as a team, Team Rocket style, to try to take down the hero. These are the Pharaoh's captains, the strongest in the Beerus race, and they have come to try to take down Taima. Now, taking off their shawls, they look a lot less impressive than I thought they would originally. I thought they'd have, like, you know, marks on them, tattoos, all muscular and shit, but they seem to be slaves to the Pharaoh, as you can see by the tattoo on their forehead, the symbol on their forehead. So Taima realizes this. Taima has the advantage because he has all his senses. They all dogpile on Taima at once, and it looks like something from Looney Tunes where there's like a cloud of people fighting in it. But once the cloud clears, we see that Taima has split himself into 4 beings, and he has done Shadow Clone Jutsu. Taima's clones land decisive blows, but that's not enough to take down these guys yet. Remember, these are the best of the best from the Beerus race, so they attack him all at once as his shadow clones come back to him. And unfortunately for these guys, just by charging up, just by powering up, the ki, the aura that Taima is able to produce is able to reflect all these blasts and push these dudes away, even delivering decisive blows on top of them. And the Pharaoh, he's pissed off about this because he kind of boasted about these guys as he came in, and now they are getting their asses handed to them. The pharaoh decides to take on Taima himself, which is what we wanted to see since the very beginning. He's knocked out these punks, and the pharaoh pulls up a huge rock, Madara style, and throws it right at Taima. The rock lands, but it splits in half, and Taima comes out through the middle. Taima's power obviously has leaped and bounded way past what he was when he first got to the city, and the pharaoh is finally realizing that he may be in some hot water. One last captain, one last lieutenant is all that stands between the pharaoh and Taima, and he comes in, but it looks like this one is a little bit stronger than the foes that Taima had faced before, and Taima gets punched right in the mouth. Taima showcases his abilities of crane style, which is the style that Noob's brother has mastered, and that is what he was training under. And you can see that it looks a lot like what Goku was doing, and this guy is what I imagined a captain to look like, and he looks intimidating. He looks a little bit more different than the others, and he just looks more badass. And this brute showcases his powers quite effectively and hits Taima several times, knocking the air right out of him. Taima tries to block, he tries everything, but just like the pharaoh said, that the overwhelming power of his people may be stronger than what the cranes can do on their own. Taima overwhelms him, and he asks for Noob's brother, the pharaoh's brother, to hold him with telekinesis. Once he holds him, he grabs the disc that the pharaoh is looking after, and this removes the mind control that is controlling this brute's body. And with this reveal, we find out that this is actually Taima's master from the earlier chapters, and that would make sense since he was the most powerful out of the Beerus race right under the pharaoh. So we never really got to find out what happened to him after the match, but it looks like the pharaoh took him under mind control and made him into his puppet. Now that he's defeated everybody, he wants to face the pharaoh, but the pharaoh's like, whoa, 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 do not get too hasty. If you can defeat my general, then I will fight you. If you can defeat the general, then I will not destroy the city. Taima agrees, but only under the one condition, the Goku condition: move the fight away from the city. We will fight out there, and whoever wins, wins, but he doesn't want any collateral damage, which the pharaoh obliges to, and that is when they teleport to the new location. Taima's done playing games. He yells at the pharaoh, "Where is your general?" And the pharaoh's like, "He's coming." And it turns out that their ride was the general. He is the last of the pharaoh's warriors, and he is coming to try and defeat Taima. His general has the power to consume flesh, and that is also his greatest weakness because all he wants to do is eat, but eventually he bit the wrong person, so the pharaoh had to remove his tongue. But just for this matchup, he gave his tongue back, and now this general is ready to go, which I can only assume that this guy ended up biting the pharaoh, and the pharaoh ended up removing his tongue as punishment. Taima tries to hit the general with a finishing blow right off the bat, using the heart of the cards, trying to mind crush this guy, but it's not gonna happen. The general is still standing. He realizes there's only one way to defeat this guy, one thing that he can do to level the playing field, and he ends up creating an artificial moon through the Blutz wave and transforms into a great ape. Even though he has not learned to control his ability, he's still going into it anyway. And I personally like that his clothes remained on his body, like they stretched out with him as he transformed, and he ends up hitting again the general with another cheap shot. The general goes flying into the desert. They lunge at each other again, and unfortunately for the general, it looks like Taima has the advantage. He's holding the dude, he's dropping blows on him, he's got him in a chokehold, but the general is not counting himself out just yet and ends up biting his arm trying to eat Taima. Remember, he's trying to eat the most powerful warriors, and right now Taima's whooping his ass. He needs to do something to bring back this defeat. But defeat is coming to the general because it looks like Taima decided to take an old play from King Kong versus the dinosaurs, and he breaks the general's jaw. He has defeated the general, but now Taima is going berserk, and it's up to his friends to cut off his tail. His friend attempts it but ends up getting grabbed, and you think this is the end of him, but Taima comes to his senses and removes his own tail, going back to normal, but he is gravely injured from the fight with the general. But before his friends can heal him, the pharaoh comes up and it looks like it is the end for Taima, but Taima quickly gets back up and he is not down for the count. But I'm not exactly sure how he's going to pull a win out of this one, seeing as how he is basically way past his limit. He has faced off many opponents, he has faced off the general, and now he's got to face a pharaoh who has all his strength about him. But that is the end of the chapter, and I cannot wait for the next chapter of Dragon Ball Infinity to finally drop. It'll probably be a few months from now, but if you guys go ahead and support the creator, and I'm gonna leave a link to his Twitter account in the description below and the top comment, maybe we can get the next chapter out a little bit faster. Make sure to follow him on there on those links. And if you made it to this point in the video, you are now part of the hashtag End of Video Squad. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Make sure you drop that comment with that hashtag for a chance to be featured in my next video. Today I'm going to be responding to Genesis Alchemia. Congratulations, you earned it. Can't wait to see the Shenron tattoo. I can't wait to see the Shenron tattoo. Hopefully in a few weeks I can get it done, and once I do, it'll be an entire video to celebrate the 200k Mortal Plans completion. Thank you so much for your comment. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.